What is up, YouTube? We are here back again with another tier list. This one, down B tier list. This one's a spicy one, I think. I think this one's gonna be cool. Oh wait, let me turn my music off. So that way, Fire the Pyro can edit in music. As typical, the order of the tiers don't really matter. They matter a little bit. I do try to relatively order them, but like if you think the 9th best down B is the 7th best down B, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Just like before, I will be doing the Miis at the end because they have multiple special moves. And really quickly, you can see the 4 tiers. There's actually only 3 tiers because the transformation down Bs, I'm gonna say don't count because otherwise it's just a ranking of, oh, but your character's good, haha. And that's kind of weird. I can rank them within themselves because like Pokemon Trainer, for example, Pokemon Trainers is frame 1, so that one's gonna be the best one. Pyramithra's is frame 6, that's invincible. Same as Min-Min's, like Min-Min's arm changes. It's not really a move. It's kind of like a status more than anything else. I don't really like that type of thing. Those are out of the way. Those don't really count. Oh yeah, Olimar's as well. Olimar's is kind of like a stance. It's not a transformation per se, but it's like, it literally only functions with Pikmin. So like things that only function in the scope of their character don't count. Let's do Ike. It's a counter, but it's not a good counter. It's a pretty bad counter. It's okay, it doesn't really start fast. It has a lot of lag. It's not one of the elite counters. Counters in this game are all generally pretty good, so actually they're mostly gonna be here. But it's one of the worst counters. Let's go with Meta Knight's. Meta Knight's down B is busted. This move is broken. It's so stupid. Literally, if you use Meta Knight's down B, and you're anywhere near him, you are forced to shield. It is a get out of jail free card. It literally does whatever it wants because it can move out of the way. You literally have to shield or back away, so it literally gives Meta Knight stage or position because you have to shield. There is no other way to do it. Like there's no other way to deal with it. You just have to go, okay, shield. And you can like try to parry it if they technically do the aerial, so you can be a little faster, but still, you're not gonna punish this move. It's broken. Let's go with Falco's. Falco's Shine is okay. It's not a good offensive move, but it's a frame 1 reflector, which is pretty uncommon. I think it's the only frame 1 reflector in this game. I don't think it's super good because you can't use it offensively, and many of these moves are actually kind of busted. Yeah, it's a frame 1 reflector that is annoying to deal with sometimes. Piranha Plant sucks. I think this is one of the worst down Bs in the game. It has armor, but that's about it. And it's pretty punishable. Anytime someone gets hit by it, it's basically because they're messing up or they're just going into you. It also extends your hurt box in, like so far. You can't really turn it fast, and you can't like turn it one direction and then turn it back the other direction. So it's not like there's even mix up. It's just bad. It's just bad. Pac-Man's is broken. Hydrant is absurd. Hydrant literally controls the pace of entire matchups for free every matchup. It is the meta-defining characteristic of Pac-Man because if he didn't have Bell, he couldn't charge his fruit well. It sets up a wall that is faster and honestly better maybe than Steve's walls, which is crazy. You can obviously hit it, but the Pac-Mans are going to be so much more aware of how to do that. The angles, of course, are the angle that your move sends, so you can kind of follow that up, but it stalls you in the air. It can be used to edge guard, it can be used to edge trap, it can be used for edge anything. I still think most characters would want this because it controls the momentum. Like it goes, okay, there's a wall there. You either do nothing or you try to get around it in a really awkward way, which is broken. It's so good. It's so stupid. It's one of the best disadvantage tools in the game because it's like, hey, did you jump at me? Like and it doesn't cost like resources or anything. Lucario. Honestly, Lucario's counter? Kind of nice. It's really, damn, like it's really good. It's fast. Most counters you can kind of activate and then shield it sometimes, but Lucario's, even with projectiles, it slows you down so far. It's really strong, obviously, if he has aura. If we're assuming average aura is like 70%, it's still strong, it's fast. The only negative is it's hard to use off stage because I'm pretty sure he goes like away from you, so you can maybe kill yourself. This counters projectiles really well, it counters moves really well. It's just really good. In my opinion, it is a better version, well, better and worse than Greninja's, which is also broken. I think Greninja's is good because you can obviously change the direction of the counter. It's worse if you're countering projectiles, Greninja's is, because Lucario's is faster, and it also, like, Lucario's is way more invincible because it's so invincible for some reason. I forgot to mention that. It's just super invincible the entire time. Whereas Greninja's isn't invincible, so, like, in my head, because I'm a Pikachu player, I'm like, oh, if they go up, I can Thunder them. But most characters can't punish that. And at the same time, it can go down. So if you have a recovery move that has a hitbox and you counter it, you can spike them off of it. So you can spike them, you can hit them off stage, you can hit them up. You can be really safe with this. Greninja's counter is incredible. It's so good. These two are like some of the best counters in the game. Flood. It's broken. It's free stage control, it's free edge guarding, it's free momentum. It's so stupid. You just have to run at it and hope that you don't get put off stage. If you are off stage, you have to hope that your recovery isn't exploitable. It literally gets you stage control for no reason. It doesn't hurt you, but again, it can literally force you into checkmate situations because like you air dodged and then they just flood and now you don't have your air dodge invincibility, and it's really awkward to get down then because you're getting juggled. And that can happen for most characters. Most characters would be able to use flood to get stage control and then start ledge trapping, or flood to get stage control to then just like dash in the center. So stupid. It's so stupid. The worst down B in the game, probably. Second worst, Ridley's down B. Ridley's down B sucks. It does 70, which is crazy, but there's no reliable way to set this up. The fact that they nerfed it made it so that it's actually a grab, so you can't do down throw, air dodge, side B, you actually get the lag. You get the damage, which is still really good. It doesn't function the way that you want it to. It's a little slow, it's hard to hit the sweet spot. The sweet spot's not very big. Again, it does 1,000,000,000%. It's really hard to use, and it's really not worth it to use considering you can just like forward tilt or down tilt or something like that. Captain Falcon has a mediocre down B. Listen, it kills. I hate Falcon. We all know this. People think I'm overrating all of Falcon's moves and him as a character. I know. Down B's okay. It doesn't get your jump back like it does in Melee, so you can't really use it to recover. It's basically a landing mix-up / just random burst kill option that's really punishable and not that fast in terms of startup. I think it is an actually worse version of Ganondorf's because Ganondorf's does the same thing. It's a little slower, I'm pretty sure, based on frame data. Falcon's is frame 13, that's actually really fast. And Ganon's is frame 16. So both like pretty fast, but Ganon's edge cancels, which automatically makes it way more useful because you can use it as a movement tool, whereas Falcon's, if you could use it as a movement tool, that'd be broken because it'd be faster than his dash. I think they're both pretty good, but I feel like there's more useful down Bs than just these because it's like, these are very niche, even if they are good in their niche. Day-to-days is bad. It's better than plants. I feel like if you get hit by Jet Hammer, you just don't know what you're doing versus this character. It's okay for edge trapping, but not really. I mean, obviously it kills really early, but I feel like you can just avoid it pretty easily. I don't know. I think Jet Hammer sucks. Obviously it's a good shield break punish, but at the same time, if you have any type of strong forward smash, you're not gonna really want it. You don't really want this as an edge trapping tool because it's really committal and slow and bad, and that's the only situation where you ever want to use it, so it's bad. Speaking of also bad down Bs, the worst item creation down B in the game is Bowser Jr.'s. It's still an item, so it's still up here, better than these, but it's not good. It's so laggy. By the time that you can act out of this down B, your opponent has the item and is throwing it at you. It can't really edge guard. Like, you can drop it off and be tricky on platforms, but I feel like it's only good for like, oh, we're between stocks, let me get an item, and like that's basically it. Or like, you're off stage, I can't do anything else, let me just grab an item. But again, it has so much lag that even fast characters or characters that aren't Bowser Jr. wouldn't want this. Lucas's down B, it's okay. It has a decent hitbox that's kind of actually really hard to use, unfortunately, but the angle's good. It's decently strong. It helps in certain matchups like Pikachu, like Samus, characters that have energy-based projectiles. It's useful because it can shut down some matchups, which is always useful in some regard. It can also turn you around in the air, so it's good for, you know, if you want to do magnet back air or magnet forward air, or, you know, try to grab the ledge with like a tether or something, which Lucas does a lot. Like, absorbs are automatically going to be better than like all of these, so it's here, but it's okay. Joker. Joker's down B's broken. I think it's not the best down B that I've put so far. It's a frame 3 counter when you don't have Arsene, and it builds meter. Obviously, Arsene's kind of a weird mechanic, and I don't know if I'd be putting that on every character, but assuming we are. It's a frame 4 counter that's huge and kills and beats projectiles. It's so strong and it's huge. It's so big. It is, in my opinion, the best counter in the game. I don't know why people think that Sephiroth's is better. Granted, Sephiroth's will be higher on this list probably because I'm also factoring in Rebel's Guard, and also you kind of need Arsene. Arsene's a weird mechanic, blah, 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 blah. Either way, Rebel's Guard is still useful because it nullifies projectiles. And then if you ever put, you know, Arsene down B in this, Arsene down B's broken. Like, this is just a way better version of Olimar's, but also I don't really consider Olimar counting. And if you think that that's weird, let me know down in the comments below. And also, while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're doing these every week. But you know what's a better version of Arsene's stuff? Revenge. I think Revenge is broken. Literally, if Revenge was on any other character other than Incineroar, this move wins games. It wins games on Incineroar, but it absolutely wins games on any other character because it nullifies projectiles, it's a counter, it can combo into forward air and dash attack, and it just goes, hey, I'm gonna hit you for 80% for no reason. Like, it's so strong. It's so strong. It's ridiculous. It's so good. I would probably say it's the best one here. It's also frame 3. A lot of down Bs are like signature moves of characters, by the way, and if you notice that, then it's difficult to do this. Hi, Laika. Blizzard is pretty damn good. I think Blizzard's actually like a really, really, really good move. It's probably Ice Climber's, what, like second best move behind Squall. It's a good projectile, it's a great edge trap. Even if it's like single climber Blizzard, and then it freezes your opponent, you can combo into up tilted hyper saiyan. You can guess when they're going to be released in up smash at hyper sent. It is a worse version of Sora's freeze, but also you always have it, and it's not, you know, on a rotating thing. You know what also down be super broken? Rest. I feel like any character wants this because jab lock, combo move rest. Could you imagine a character with like a good down tilt, just doing like down tilt rest, up tilt rest, down throw rest? Like I would be able to go down throw up air rest. Like hello, it's broken. It's so good. Ryu's and Ken's, because they're the same, so I'm only gonna put Ryu's. They're okay. They are a frame 1 combo break, but it is not guaranteed all the time. It's basically just a matchup check for most characters. It's like, oh, do you know how to deal with focus? Cool, it doesn't work. It does make some matchups annoying because like matchups like Cloud or other single hit juggle characters can't really juggle Ryu and whoever this would be on in theory, but it's a worse disadvantage tool than a lot of other disadvantage tools like Hydrant, like several that I haven't gone over yet. Like I don't understand why people get hit by this move, myself included. I get hit by focus all the time and I feel like an idiot. I think it's just all of us being bad. Let's go over some counters. Marth's counter is okay. I think Marth and Lucina's counter are the same. You know whose is also a counter? Crom's and Roy's. They're a counter. They're all counters. They're all just counters. Shulk's counter is worse than theirs. I want to put someone in between them, but I'll figure it out later. His goes through shield, which is pretty cool if you do like the forward version thing, so I guess it's like technically better, but also it's really hard for it to actually, it's like the least consistent of all these counters, so I'm gonna put it down here. Also, Palu's counter sucks. Palu has like the worst counter. It's really small, but also hers turns into a reflector, so it's actually automatically better than these because it reflects projectiles. Sephiroth's counter is broken. If you are talking about Tetrakarn, like Joker's Arson down B versus Sephiroth's down B, Sephiroth's is worse. But if you are considering also Rebel's Guards, Sephiroth's counter is insane. I do think that overall Revenge is better, but Sephiroth's counter is insane. The damage multiplier is wild. It always has the hitbox out. It works surprisingly well. There's a lot of things that just you'd think would avoid it, but no, they don't. And then they get into that weird tumble animation like Ryu's and Ken's up B for some reason still. The one negative is if you have something and then can reflect the counter, Sephiroth dies. Like Min Min's up smash, which gets countered and then reflects the counter. But that's a pretty rare circumstance, so I'm not really gonna knock it for that. Who else has a counter? Corrin has a counter. Corrin's counter used to be broken in Smash 4. It used to be the best counter in the game, and now it's slightly better than the other Fire Emblem counters, I think, because it hits both sides, I guess, and has invincibility. Damn, it has 40 frames of lag if you don't... That sucks. What the f... That's really bad. I thought that was better. But also, I like vertical killing, but also it's not super great for edge guarding unless it's a super strong move, like Ness's up B, which like, I'm down to kill Ness, so put it on Pika, I'm good. For that matchup specifically, but I think it's overall pretty good. It depends, you know, the scaling's not super good on it in this game, but I like vertical killing over horizontal killing overall, so I think it's just slightly better than theirs, I guess. Kirill's counter is one of those counter reflects, kind of like Palu's, but also it only reflects in front of him. It just doesn't work actually a lot of the time because it only works in front of him, like in front and I guess like below in front. But it doesn't work behind. If you hit him behind, you just hit him. Let's go into some other ones. I think Inklings down B is okay. I really don't think Inklings down B is that good. It's like a decent edge trap tool, but it's a way worse edge trap tool than plenty of other down Bs. Not that strong. It like doesn't work sometimes, or like it'll just bounce off people doing something and then just explode completely far away from them. It's like really slow, so it's just like a really it's a terrible form of like explosive flame. Which granted, that's a side B, not a down B. But I just don't think it's good. Bowser's down B. Bowser's down B is mediocre at best. It is a tool that people get impatient juggling Bowser because they want to juggle Bowser, and then he kills people. It is a reactable shield break. It doesn't really kill. The ground hitbox just like isn't strong for some reason. I don't know why you would want this over like most down Bs. Like these suck, so that's fine. But like, it's not good. Oh, I forgot another counter. Little Mac's counter. I think that counter is pretty good. It like jolts you forward, which is really good because it's useful versus projectiles. It helps recoveries. Maybe not like this good, maybe closer to like this good. But it's a good counter. Oh, Sora's. Sora's is crazy. Again, if you're considering also Rebel's Guard, Sora's is better than Joker's. The projectile like phases through him. He's invincible most of the time. Also, it's really fast. The fact that he interrupts people's animations with his counter is really good because it means that people that are invincible doing a move that's invincible no longer are invincible because they get phased out of the move, which is incredible. I think it's actually such a good counter. It's really cool that they did that with like the moving them out of the animation. I think that's just, it looks sick. Not a huge Kingdom Hearts fan, but I love the animations that they did with Sora. Super clean. It's just a really good counter. Probably one of the only remaining bad down Bs is Byleth's. I think Byleth is the worst down B in the game because it's Falcon Punch, but slow as shit and you can't cancel it. And Falcon Punch and Warlock Punch both suck. It's good as a shield break, but again, you don't need it most of the time as most characters because their smash attacks will kill at 40. There's nothing good to say about it, it's just bad. Witch Time, oh yeah, Witch Time! Witch Time's like good. I don't even know if it's this good in this game. Witch Time kind of sucks in this game. I think it's like actually not a good move, but also I'm pretty sure I'm biased because I play Pika. So I'm just gonna put it at the lower end of damn. Like frame 7 in this game, as opposed to like frame 4 or 5, it freezes you and gets you a combo starter. Or kills you because you can do like Witch Time, Jump, Aerial. But like I feel like actually on Bayo, it's not that good. It's a more useful version of a lot of counters, and you can use it versus projectiles if you're scared. Is it this good or is it like, I think it's down here. Listen, Bayos, you can come for me for this opinion, that's fine. It's totally cool. I don't think it's that good. Like it's good, but it's not that good. Fox's down B is somewhere in the upper end of Echelon. It's better than counters. It's frame 2 invincible. Hitbox comes out frame 2. It's a reflector that you can like act out of immediately. It's actually decently useful off stage. It's also decently useful in disadvantage because it stalls you. So if people jump at you, you can just shine and then wait, which would be useful for most characters. It's not like the most useful offensively. Like you can sometimes use it for tech chases and sometimes use it for edge guarding, but it's not super great. But the fact that it's frame 2 and it's invincible means it's a combo break that you have to respect, and it's a reflector, and reflectors are automatically pretty good. Mega Man's down B, broken. Leaf Shield? Leaf Shield is like one of the most frequently nerfed moves in this game. I think it got nerfed 3 different times. Granted, it was like other stuff with Mega Man, but this move was absurd. It used to do like 20 for no reason. It's still so hard to deal with. It's a free get off me option, or not get off me option. It's a free get out of jail like disadvantage option because it's so hard to hit him through Leaf Shield. Sometimes it drops, but boo-hoo, it doesn't work 1 out of the 37 billion times you're gonna do it in a set, Mega Man players. Wah. It can be used as a landing tool. It's good as a tech chase. It's just solid damage. It's just consistent, solid damage that's just good. I never know a position that someone doesn't want a Leaf Shield unless they're really far away, but like it's literally just good otherwise. Isabelle's down B doesn't actually function, but it's still better than the counters. Most of them. You can just like run over or like dash shield around Isabelle's down B, unfortunately, and then it like activates and doesn't work. If it worked, it'd be broken, but it doesn't really work. I feel like a lot of times people use it, it's just fake. You can like just like smack it and make it explode. You can punish Isabelle really hard for doing it if you're close enough because you can just use a strong enough move like a dash attack that just like hits Isabelle and then the rocket explodes and it deals like 35% to her. It's not that useful of a move. It is significantly less useful than Villager's Tree, which in my opinion is broken. Because first off, you plant the tree, then you have a water effect if you really need to for edge guarding. Don't do that though generally. But then it spawns a super powerful projectile and gives you Axe. So then now you have access to Axe, which is a crazy fast kill confirm. Again, Villager can't really use Axe as a kill confirm because he doesn't really have combo setup moves, but a character with combo setup moves it's broken. It's so good. Again, there'd be so many characters that just go like, oh, down tilt or forward tilt or tech chase because they're fast and just and it kills at like 80 at the ledge or 70 at the ledge. Also, Tree itself is broken. Again, it does the thing that Hydrant does where it stalls your moves and can be used for edge trapping, but also if you happen to get hit by it or you're low enough, it just breaks your shield. Also, getting hit by Axe into the tree breaking is either like a guaranteed shield poke or shield break. Pretty sure it's one of them. So it's a shield break setup, it's an edge trap, it's a stage position thing if you want to relax, and it gives you a kill confirm, and it gives you a kill move, too, with Tree and, Axe. Crazy move. Let's go with Toon Link versus Young Link. This is the one case where Toon Link is better than Young Link. Toon Link's bomb is so good. I think Young Link's bomb is very mediocre. It doesn't really combo into stuff, but Toon Link's is like just the right amount of hit stun. It bounces off shield in a really annoying way with still an active hitbox. It's so good. Toon Link's bomb is insanely good. It just combos for literally forever, whereas Young Link's has like a little bit too much knockback, so it's more difficult to combo and it's less consistent, whereas Toon Link's bomb is so consistent. But speaking of bomb, they're both worse than Big Link. First off, he has an infinite. Granted, that's on Link, that would be on fast fallers only, so it doesn't really count. Bomb for Link is so much more useful. It's a better recovery tool. It's like one of the best recovery tools in the game, even though it technically hurts you. It leads into kill confirms. It leads into like most aerials. It's hard because like it gives you access to Bomb, which does all these things. Technically, does that make the down B good? I don't know. But also, Link's down B itself is good because you can just throw the bomb and then blow it up and it kills people. One of the most interesting moves in the game, in my opinion, is Link's bomb with like all the setups it has. Banjo. So when I said that Young Link's was the worst item spawning down B other than Bowser Jr.'s, I lied. It's probably Banjo's. Honestly, the reason Banjo's isn't super good is because it blows up so fast, which is not good for him because it means you can't have as many setups. If it lingered for like 2 more seconds, this move would be broken because you would have setups and you would have all these edge trap things, whereas it's like, man, I hope you run into this. It's a better version. Well, it's definitely better than fucking Inklings down B. This move sucks. Like, I think this is just a better version of Inklings down B because you always have it. It doesn't use ink. It does combo and stuff better. It's good, but it's not. These are close. I don't know, because this spawns away from him. I'll put it here. I'll put Banjo's is better, actually. I mean, an interesting one to place. Snakes. Snakes down B's fucked up. C4 is broken. First off, sticking exists. Most characters would have a combo throw into sticky, like, you know, down throw sticky. Snake doesn't. His special moves are broken, except for up B. But on Snake, they're worse than they would be in a vacuum, because if you put C4 on most characters, they go, oh, I have a tech chase, sticky. Oh, someone gets put on a platform, sticky, and have like better ways to do that aren't sacrificing the momentum that Snake needs to do shit. Like, if I had sticky, I would just go nair loop until like the ending combo wouldn't be up or forward. It would just be like sticky, camp, 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 blow up your shield. Like, sticky forces you to air dodge off stage, or it forces bad options. Obviously, you can use it to edge guard, you can use it to recover. It just controls platforms, so people just can't be in certain areas. You can combo into it in terms of like, oh, you hit a move, there's a C4 there, blow it up. Like, it's so stupid. Snake's down B is so, C4 is so insane. So I said that there was not gonna be any more bad down Bs. I lied. Kirby's down B kind of sucks. It's like better than these, but I don't think it's as good as Bowser's, because Bowser's at least breaks shields. But also, you can get out of his. So I don't know. Is it better than Bowser's? I think Kirby's is better than Bowser's. I lied. You can use it off stage as an edge guard against characters that have slow recoveries, which is pretty decent. You can get out of it, which means that if you're wrong, you can always just back out of it. It does grant you a little bit of invincibility in situations where you really, really need it to get you lower and then get hit by something at a disadvantage anyway. So it's not a good move. Rosa's down B is good. Do I want a counter or a universal projectile absorb better? Probably the universal projectile absorb. So Rosa's is better than all the counters, but it's literally just, it's good against projectiles. It can nullify some zoners, but also it's not nearly as good as it was in Smash 4. The better version of these two type of down Bs is Yoshi's. You wanna know why? Yoshi's is fast. Yoshi's is faster, it is harder to react to in almost every way. Bowser's down B, the ground hitbox is frame 11, whereas Yoshi's is frame 7. So it's better for tech chasing, it's better for combos. Yoshi's is somehow stronger than Bowser's. Overall, in my opinion, like obviously Bowser does more damage, but like Yoshi's is way better. And because it's faster, it's harder to react and spot dodge and stuff like that. I don't know how fast it is in the air. So it's 19 frames in the air, whereas Bowser's is 37 in the air. So Yoshi's is harder to react to, it's better, it's stronger, and it has the like stars, which makes it harder to punish. So it's literally just a better version of Bowser's down B without a guaranteed shield break that most of the time shield breaks anyway. Sonic is kind of awkward to talk about because you have to include the rest of Sonic's kit, but Sonic's down B is broken. It's really fast, it's good for timeouts, it's good for chasing people, it's good for catching landings. His side B is way better than his down B, but his down B is really useful. It's a better combo tool overall, and it like launches you off stage in a way that side B doesn't. Most characters will be able to go into like spin dash or spin charge forward air, spin charge up air, which Sonic does, but most characters would have that, assuming it keeps the speed aspect of it. So yeah, it's good. Wii Fit. I love having giant stat buffs. It's maybe like not as good as these 5 or 6. It's like around here. Wii Fit's down B is broken. It's literally limit on drugs. It makes you stronger. You get more damage on every single move. You get faster, you get better jumps, you get better stats, you take less damage, and it heals you. It lasts for like 12.4 seconds or something like that. It's literally one of the best buffs in the game, and you don't need anyone to activate it for you, which is the good part. Like, obviously, I think Revenge is overall better. That's because people swing projectiles and people do dumb stuff. Whereas Wii Fit is just like, oh, I want to be better. Hi, like, it's insane. It's so good. Literally any character, just like, oh, do you want stat buffs? Like, the only way that it's not better is if it's like the other down B is paramount to your game plan. Like Pac-Man. I think even maybe like Pikachu Thunder, even though I think Deep Breathing's overall better than those moves. Cloud. Cloud's limit charge is, it gets you limit, and I'm assuming you would put limit on every character because the move literally is limit. So kind of like Joker, so I'm like, oh, technically you get Arsene, but also I'm only using Arsene in, you know, this aspect. But also it's finishing touch. Finishing touch is like mediocre, but I think overall, I mean, it's good. It gets you limit and finishing touch exists, but at the same time, it doesn't do anything. I mean, it makes people approach is the thing. This one's a more awkward one because like Joker's Rebel's Guard is at least a move, whereas like limit charge isn't. So it's weird. Clouds is weird. So many characters confirming to finishing touch. You know, good point. I guess if other characters had limit, they would force people to approach, and then finishing touch would just kill them. Because like, yo, give me down throw, up air, finishing touch. Like most characters will be able to like combo throw or like easy tech chases into finishing touch, whereas Cloud kind of struggles to do those situations. Let's get some of the item down Bs out of the way. Turnips are fucking broken. It's an item that at worst does 12. Can be Stitch Face, which literally wins you games. It can be Dot Eyes, which literally wins you stocks. It can be Babam, which sometimes is bad, but generally is pretty good. It's also, it spawns in your hand, so it's harder to knock out of you. Again, for Banjo, it was a good thing compared to Youngling, because Youngling's bomb sucks. Whereas Peach, it's like, oh, like it also, if you hit Peach right when she starts pulling turnip, it either stays in the ground, but like most of the time Peach just keeps it in hand. You can't like interrupt her turnip toss, which is so stupid. So here's the thing. Banana's broken, right? Because it's transcendent projectile. But it's way easier to grab it from people, and also it's easier to keep it away. You can't keep, well, you can keep Gyro away, but Gyro leaves on shield. I don't know, these are all hard. These three are all broken. I think turnips are super crazy and they can just win a game because it can also be Stitch Face. I think plenty of characters also have really dumb combos. Peach and Robs are technically better to use against their character because they don't disappear on hit. Whereas Diddy's eventually disappears on hit. So for that reason, I'm gonna put it above because you, as the Diddy Kong, or as the user of the move, would still get use of it, and it's not like the worst if your opponent gets access to it. Whereas I can infinite Rob. Plenty of characters have like gyro into up air, gyro into nair, like loops and stuff like that. Like Wario has 0 to deaths, Yoshi has 0 to deaths. There are plenty of characters with crazy combos with both turnip and gyro. Whereas the crazy combos with Diddy Kong's banana are banana into aerial, banana into finisher, and like that's it. So for the reason that it's worse to use against Diddy Kong, I'm gonna put Diddy Kong's as the best one because these are really bad if your opponent gets access to them. Granted, it's easier for people to get access to Rob's because he has to shoot it out, but at the same time, it's also used as like a better edge guarding tool than Peach's turnip overall because you don't have to wait. So that's hard, but I think those are it. Revenge is probably still better than all of them. Let's talk about a really good disadvantage tool. Pits down B and Dark Pits down B, they're the same. Orbiters are broken. You literally have to like hit their tippy toe with their sandal in order to hit them. Otherwise, it reflects projectiles. It is a free get out of disadvantage tool. It can break, but the break only lasts for like 10 seconds. And just hope you don't get put in disadvantage then. It can push people off stage, so it has offensive use, ironically. Again, it reflects projectiles, which is really good. So it's a projectile reflector. It is a free disadvantage tool. Could you imagine Bowser with this move? Like, it'd just be like, I'm landing or going to ledge. Like, that's crazy. It's such a good tool for that. I don't know, Pits down B is crazy. It's like one of the best disadvantage tools in the game. You literally just have to wait, and sometimes you can't. Zelda's down B is insane. Phantom literally plays the game for you. It is one of the only down Bs in the game that plays the game for you. Is it the best one to put? Yeah, I don't know what character wouldn't want Phantom. It's a neutral tool, it's an edge trap tool, it's a disadvantage tool, it's an advantage tool, it kills, it can absorb projectiles to like just be like, oh, you shot a sandwich shot, down B, and it just hits the fucking Phantom, and then, oh no, you can't use it for 4 seconds. It can lead to setups, it's free stage control all the time. Like literally, if you can't run forward and hit Zelda before she can use the first couple phases, like you actually have to just back up half stage. It's insane. It's so stupid. Mewtwo's down B, I think is okay. Obviously, if it hits, it's incredible, but it has to hit on the ground when your opponent is facing you, and those conditions don't happen super often, especially considering people turn around when they get hit a lot in Ultimate. If it hits, the reward is crazy, but I don't think it hits nearly as often, even like off of Mewtwo, right? If you're reading a tech in with this move, you have to like dash with them and then turn around and down B, as opposed to like other tech chases, which is just like, oh, I'm gonna turn around and do it really easily. Like you can't do that Mewtwo because you have to hit their face, which makes it harder to use, makes it more niche, but damn, the niche is so good that it's still up here. DK's down B is somewhere in top tier. I don't think it's like as insane as a lot of people do. It's relatively safe on shield, although you can just parry between hits 1 and 2, which is like pretty easy. It is a spike, it's a kill confirm, it can confirm it to grab at low percents or tilts or whatever, so like it's a really good move if it hits. It, you can also be reverse it, it's like a pretty good landing option, but like people are like, it's fucking broken. I'm like, it's okay. Like the fact that you can just parry the hits makes it really easy. It's not fast, and people are just bad. Like people just don't do the correct thing versus it, so the grounded version's also really good. That's true. I think overall, the grounded version of DK's down B is like really good too. It chunks shield. It's broken versus Kazuya, which is hilarious. It's like free damage on a lot of characters. It's just like, oh, tech chase, especially on a fast character, which DK is like decently fast. I wish I had like just a little less lag on the second hit. Like maybe like slower startup, less end lag, so that you can go like slower 1-2 up air or something like that, because he can't really do that. Richter's down B, I think, is kind of broken. Listen, I think overall people are bad at dealing with the edge trapping of this move, because you can just kind of get hit by it and then re-grab the ledge, but also then he can just down B again. It's good for tech chases, it's great on platforms, it's free edge trapping for most characters. It's really stupid. The only negative of it is you can catch it, or you can like shield it and then grab it afterwards and then throw it at Belmonts, or like if someone shields it and it blows up, it hits both characters. So it has some counterplay to it, but like in advantage or at the ledge, this move's stupid as fuck. Duck Hunts. I think Duck Hunt's down B is okay. It's good in the context of Duck Hunt's kit. I think it's worse overall. It does provide a wall, so similar to Zelda's, it's like, oh, there's someone shot a projectile, bam, but it also will stay gone for longer. They're not terribly strong. It can force people into grabs, but again, it only really works in conjunction with the rest of its projectiles, and if you don't have the rest of Duck Hunt's projectiles, this is like the worst one in a vacuum. Let's talk about Wolf's. Wolf's is... Is it better than Fox's? Wolf's Shine is better offensively than Fox's, clearly. It combos into stuff, period. It doesn't spike, so it's not useful for edge guarding, but it does combo into stuff like back air and forward. The hit stun's kind of ridiculous. However, way less useful in disadvantage, way less useful as a reflector because it's slower. So it's a worse reflector. It's invincible, but the invincibility is kind of late. That's a hard choice. I think overall I'm gonna put it to Wolf because it combos, whereas Fox's is a tech chase sometimes. But like I feel like most characters would be able to combo off of Wolf's Shine, whereas Fox's Shine in terms of offensive use is actually better for him than most characters because he's one of the fastest characters in the game. So Wolf's is better. Again, it's a combo move. Like the fact that you can go like short hop Shine into like falling aerials, or like full hop Shine into rising aerials is kind of insane. Speaking of reflector, I hate Game & Watch Bucket. It is the best anti-projectile move in the game, because it's a reflector on every projectile. If it's a normal, non-energy projectile, it reflects it. It has weird momentum off stage, it can stall you, and also it absorbs projectiles and leads into kill confirms, and kills at 10. Bucket is insane. It is so good. I don't know why they were like, what if we give Game & Watch the best anti-projectile move in the game as a character that struggles to deal with some projectiles? Like, man, I would, like, there are so many characters that would just destroy Game & Watch if it wasn't for Bucket. And like, it's literally like, oh, you use projectiles, this is bad versus me now. Like every single one. There is one single character that has projectiles, that the projectiles are still good against Game & Watch, and that's Pac-Man. But that's because Pac-Man has such good buttons that it doesn't matter. Snake struggles, Pika struggles, what other characters? Duck Hunt, Banjo, the Lynx, Villager, Mario, who else likes spams projectiles? Samus. Every character that uses projectiles hates Game & Watch. Doc's down B. I think Doc's down B kills so early. Have you noticed that some characters like Incineroar and Doc have like really good moves, but they're just on a really shitty shell? Welcome to Ultimate, baby. Because I think Doc's down B is really good. It's ridiculously strong. It's an edge guarding tool that lingers. It's a super strong kill move. A lot of characters would be able to combo off of it. It can be used for recovery, although it's not super great to do that, but like you get put in the corner and then just kind of like, and you get a little bit of height and a little bit of distance, which is good. It's not as good as some other down Bs, but I think it's actually still a really stupid down B. It's like incredible. Like all these moves are really good. I would say the worst one is Wolf still. But yeah, it's so good. You wanna know it's also a broken down B? Heroes. Because it's all of those moves. And it's rolling for everything. You get buffs, you get kill moves, you get broken projectiles, you get heals, you get OKOs, you get a recovery. 2 of them, because Acceleratle too. An ignoring projectile button. Like, technically, if you're talking about all of them, it's up here. It's like one of the best down Bs, if not the best down B in the game. But like, that's kind of cheating. Because sometimes you just don't use it, you don't want to use anything. I would say, honestly, it's probably the second best down B in the game. Maybe third. It's really, 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 really good. Terry's down B is good. If you can't cancel into down B because it's not down B being the cancel move, it's the tilt being the cancel move, is it still broken? No. It's like the most hittable version of his recovery moves. Not a lot of characters honestly could combo into this if you're not doing jab jab power dunk. So I think in a vacuum, not that great. On Terry, it's broken. But also realistically, it's SDIable. I don't think there's really a time that you want to do this move if you're not playing Terry. So I don't know. It can be +0 or like, you know, frame even. I don't know. It's like decent in disadvantage. Not the disadvantage of like you're off stage disadvantage, because it actually makes you very easy to hit, but like juggle disadvantage? I don't know. Kazuya's down B. It's a mediocre command grab. I don't like Kazuya's down B. I never really liked it, but also it does like 20 something. It kind of kills, but also people are really bad at influencing where it's going. It does SD kill on characters that can't recover afterwards. It's not really a combo break. It does have armor, but like it's pretty specific where they grab hitboxes. I don't know. It can hit people shielding on platforms, which is something that people want to do versus Kazuya overall, but also on other characters, I still don't know if you want it, because command grabs are good, but like so many of these moves are like meta defining neutral type moves, or like so broken offensively that I don't know. Luigi's down B is insane. It is one of the only frame 1 escapes. It's one of like the 10 frame 1 escape options in the game. However, unlike Ryu's and Ken's, it's way harder to hit. It's way harder to punish because it pings with moves and then you get sucked into it. It has a win box. It's a kill move. It's a kill move and a kill confirm in the air, on the ground. Also, you have a little bit of mobility during it, so if you're like at the edge or anything, you just go like down B and then drift to the ledge and then fall off of it. So even though it is punishable and it is baitable, it's still such a good move to the point where it doesn't matter. Like, it has flaws, but the positives of it are so good, and you can mitigate the negatives of it. So it's insane. Samus's bomb. It's a decent disadvantage tool. I'm not gonna say it's a good disadvantage tool because it is like laggy, but it allows you to maneuver in the air. It's a recovery move, so it makes people's recoveries better. And it's single-handedly probably the best edge trapping move in the game, because it goes, oh, I'm gonna place a bomb in neutral get up distance, or you're gonna wait, here's another bomb in neutral get up distance, and if you rolled through it, I'm gonna just hit you for it because you rolled through and I moved backwards with the bomb. I think any character would want this to edge trap. Like, I would rather have Samus bomb than like Diddy's banana at ledge. It chunks her shield actually a lot, surprisingly. And it like stuffs approaches too. Like, it can just be like, hey, you can't approach right now. So if you're a zoner like Samus, it's really good. Or if it's, hey, I'm gonna like take stage from you as a rushdown character and then bomb backwards. You have to jump over it, and then I'm gonna like anti-air you. Like, it forces people into really simplified scenarios, and it's so good. TNT. I think TNT is a really, really dumb move. It is mostly useful because of Steve's kit, especially having fire move into air dodge. So on characters with fire moves, like Samus's down tilt or Falcon kick, I think it's broken for them. But there's only like 5 people with ground fire moves that can go on top of it, blow up TNT, and then air dodge. Otherwise, still a really good ledge trap tool. The fact that you can put it on a platform and proc the TNT from below it, and you could as other characters as well, is kind of insane. It covers options. Even if you didn't have crazy setups, because Steve's setups are like with anvil and block and all these things, like, it's still a move that's just like, hey, you have to deal with this right now, and if you don't, it's gonna deal 30 and kill you at 100. It can cross up people's DI, it can get in people's way when they're recovering, it's like good for edge trapping, so I think overall it's a very good move. When do we get the Nosferatu hot take? Right now. I think Nosferatu is a better version of Kazuya's command grab. In Robin's kit, Nosferatu's not that good because Robin's a zoner. But also, it's a command grab that heals you. It's slow and it's laggy, sure. But again, there are plenty of characters that would be able to go like down tilt into Nosferatu, up tilt into Nosferatu, and you would constantly be healing. Robin doesn't have that, but if other characters had that, it would be so good. It's also less laggy than you expect it to be, even though it's like not really fast. Like, I'm not saying it's a fast move, I'm not saying it has low cooldown, but given how big it is, it's not super easy to punish unless you're a fast character. And you get an item! So you use it 4 times, get an item that you can combo off of or throw at people. I think Nosferatu is a good move. I just think it sucks on Robin because Robin has shit stats. If Robin had better stats and better mix-up, this move is broken. It sucks to get hit by this move. It sucks to have Robin at death percent and then suddenly they're at 80. It also does like 25 or 30 for some reason. They're comparable because they're command grabs, but I think literally Robin's command grab is way better than Kazuya's, even though Kazuya's has armor and Robin's doesn't, question mark? But like, I don't care. The only negative of it is like, if you're playing against a fox or a meat brawler, you're gonna get punished for it. Like, it's negative on hit. But who cares? Bouncing Fish is absurd. It's somewhere up here. I would say it's worse than the item ones. It's one of the best disadvantage tools in the game. It's a combo move, it's a get out of jail option, it's a recovery move, it's an edge guarding move. It does like everything. Like, it's a combo ender, it's a edge guarding tool, it's a positioning tool, it is a get out of disadvantage tool, and it kills. It's so insane. Waft, Waft is hard to place, but I think Waft is overall top 5. Obviously is a super strong kill move that you get. And I feel like a lot of characters would have the ability to either tech chase with it or combo into it, kind of like Wario does. I think this move on anyone is insane. So like this, I could do landing nair into at least half Waft. Also, there's half Waft. It just basically makes you play a 2-stock versus 3-stock game, and that's the only move that can do that. However, sometimes you want to use different moves, but also it's probably the best. It's probably the best one I've played so far. It's like third. Let's talk about Pika's and Pichu's. I think both of them are top tier. I think Pika's Thunder is insane. It's frame 13. It is a jump call out. It is a really good edge guarding tool. It's very strong. It has invincibility. It's a combo break. You can like do it off stage to like, you know, cover the ledge and people just can't get around it, which is insane. It's a really, really stupid tool. Thunder is actually like fucking broken. Like, I think Thunder is broken. But you know what's better? The other Thunder. Pichu's Thunder is fucked up. It's 4 frames faster than Pika's, so it's a better combo tool. Like, characters would be able to do up tilt or up smash into Thunder with Pichu's way more reliably. They do the same thing when it comes to the edge guarding because it spikes. Pika's like Bolt is probably a little better, but who cares because Pichu's is as strong and you can control the direction that your opponent gets sent to because Pika's Thunder sends whichever direction of Pikachu you get hit on. So if you get hit on the left of Pikachu, it sends to the left. You get hit on the right of Pikachu, it sends you to the right. Whereas Pichu's sends where Pichu is facing. So you can always turn your Thunder around to wherever you're sending, which means it's just so much more reliable. You never will have people, you know, tech the stage. You'll never have any of those things. If Pika had Pichu Thunder, he's like by far the best character in the game because then I have up throw Thunder. Like Pichu is up throw Thunder. It's so strong and so good. It's crazy. Secretly broken down B, Ness's. So here's the thing. Ness's down B is half only good because his double jump's weird. But also, that shit's busted. It's a recovery tool that stalls you, that combos and infinites into itself. You could go jump, down B, 1-hit, 2-hit, grab as most characters in the cast. Again, that's with double jump being weird, so I don't exactly know how to rank that. Also, it has Wimbox. The only negative is, the only reason I'm putting it lower, I think on Ness, it's fucking like here, but I think on other characters, they don't have the same double jump he does. And I think literally would only be good, as good as it is on Ness and Yoshi because similar double jump. But either way, it's still a move that just like is fast, it hits people, it can, you know, be tricky, it makes his landing really difficult to hit, the hitbox is amazing, it can combo into grabs, but I don't know how it would function, yeah, I'm Mewtwo, I don't know how it would function on characters without funky double jumps and Sora. I'm gonna do the Mii's first and I'm gonna leave the number 1 to the end. Let's do Mii Gunner first. So Mii Gunner has 3 different down Bs. You have Magnet, which is just a worse version of Ness's Magnet, which is gonna be down here. It's just Ness's Magnet, but worse. Literally. The hitbox is less consistent, it's smaller, it doesn't combo as well. Then you have Mine. I think Mine is overrated. I think it's better than Magnet. Mii Gunner's Mine is overrated because you can just smack it back like pretty consistently. So it's actually not that good. It's very fake good move. It's a fake good move, or you can like punish people for hitting it, but that's like a lot more layers than you want to do compared to like the Belmont's down B, which is just like, huh. As far as I'm aware, this is Mii Gunner's Shine. I think the Shine is like a worse version of Fox's Shine, but like it's still kind of a Fox Shine. I don't actually know how it's used offensively, but you could, magnets are better than reflectors generally, so. Mii Brawler's down B. Mii Brawler has bad flip jump, and honestly, flip jump, even bad flip jump is still really good. I think it's way worse than people think it is, because people don't know how to punish this move. It is frame 2 invincible, like frame 2 to 6 or 2 to 5 or something, so it's a great combo break if it's not a true combo. The distance isn't super far, but it's still it's still a good move. Like most characters would still want this down B. Then you have counter throw. So this is gonna be counter throw. Counter throw, low key, fucking good. It's similar to Sora's where it just hits people and it fucking explodes. It's like the strongest counter in the game by far, but also it's very specific. The hitbox is not good, but also it fucking kills people at like 25. And it's like the fastest counter in the game in terms of end lag by like a significant margin. So like, it's not super great on Brawler, but low-key, kind of broken. Low-key, it's kind of broken. And then head-on assault, which I'm gonna use as female Byleth. is really bad. I think that move is a gimmick. I think it's really bad. I think it's just trash. It's like so not useful. Mii Sword Fighter has a good counter that's actually better than Mii Brawler's counter because it's better on projectiles and it's just good. So you have Blade counter, you have the weird turnaround thing, and you have Power Thrust. So I think Power Thrust, which I'm going to denote as Mithra's, is very mediocre. It's the worst version of the thrusting side B, but it's like useful, I guess. It's not this bad, but it's pretty bad. And then the last one for him, I'm gonna use Dark Pit, is the little turnaround thing, which like low key, that's probably the most useful one over his counter because it turns people around so it can like, it's a cape, and cape is pretty good. Cape is better than most counters. It reflects projectiles, it turns people around, it's really awkward. So yeah, they're all mediocre. And of course, the best down B in the game, in my opinion, is Zero Suits. It might actually be worse than Wario. It might be worse than Wario's. But like, I think Zero Suits down B is one of the best in the game. It is the second best get off me option in the game under Quick Attack. It is a kill move, it is a neutral move, it buries, it gets off of ledge, it spikes, it kills otherwise, it buries people, and I know I already said that, but burying is a really dumb mechanic, which is really useful for most characters. I don't know a single character that wouldn't want this unless their down B is otherwise paramount to their kid, but even characters like Hero and Incineroar would still maybe want down B because it makes them get back on stage better. It's a recovery move. It can spike. Can you imagine Hero going like an air dodge read down B? Can you imagine down B on Incineroar so he can actually recover for free? It's insane. It's one of the best recovery moves in the game. Yeah, you can hit it, but it's so invincible. And the thing is, you can either like down B like really far, like you go like with down B, or you can go like and then stop. So it's actually not easy to hit unless the Zero Suit has to down B, but in which case, if you have to down B, that's because you used your other resources, and that's not the move's fault. That's just sometimes you get advantage stated. The negative of Zero Suit's down B is what someone mentioned in chat, or the question from MLG Joe, which is if you shield down the down B like hop, it's not safe on shield. You can jump up and hit her. She can't really do anything until she lands. Even if you're on a platform, she still has to land either on platform or on the floor. It has a lot of lag. However, still broken. And chat, thanks for joining. Of course, if you like this content, you want to subscribe, you can. Again, go down, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment if you enjoyed it. I need to clean my cat's litter box. So I'm gonna go do that.
Pikachu busted.